Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and it's time to call out some bias in the crypto space. Because look, Ripple and also XRP holders continue to be treated by prominent individuals in the world of crypto as second-class citizens. The Blockchain Association here, treating Ripple like a bastard child, same for us XRP holders here, like we're second-class citizens, and gleefully, with laughs, in fact. I've got a transcription of a couple videos here. There's one in which one of the partners at Skybridge Capital is interviewing Kristin Smith, who is the executive director of the Blockchain Association, and he asks her point blank about the Ripple case. And I'm going to share with you what was said here, and it's frankly completely unacceptable. And so I'm going to sit here because look, and somebody responded to something that I wrote on this topic here this morning and said the Blockchain Association, or something to this effect, the Blockchain Association should rename themselves the Bitcoin Association. I think that's about right, which is why it's so funny. And I'm going to highlight this towards the later part of the video, but David Schwartz, in a new event in July of this year, he laid out exactly why Bitcoin is so horrendous. And specific, he wasn't necessarily completely talking about Bitcoin. He did talk about Bitcoin, but it was about proof of work more broadly. And it's just so fascinating that the Blockchain Association, like, they'll go to bat for these energy hogs, these, like Bitcoin. But when it comes to XRP holders, it's like we don't even freaking exist. So I'm going to share with you the specifics, but before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Also, so real quick, I wanted to give a shout-out to my fellow XRP YouTuber, Crypto Eddie, who shared this clip and also the clip later in the video I'll show with David Schwartz. And I wanted to say a fun little congratulations to Crypto Eddie, who recently hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's such a cool milestone, and she certainly deserves it. She is top shelf within XRP community content creators as far as I'm concerned, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of you listening are already subscribed to her. But if there's something wrong with you and you're not subscribed to her, then go ahead and fix that problem. Go ahead, run over to her channel and go ahead and delicately tap that subscribe button for Crypto Eddie. She definitely deserves it, and you shall not regret it. So she shared this clip, and I transcribed just a portion of it. But here's what Crypto Eddie wrote before I even share with you the specifics of it. She wrote, "Atrocious. Executive Director of Washington, D.C.-based Blockchain Association Kristin Smith, serving as a liaison between policymakers and the cryptocurrency industry, should have a position on Ripple case specifics and shouldn't find humor in Skybridge's Brett Messing commentary." And so what's she referencing? Well, check this out. So in this clip, Brett Messing, who again is a partner at Skybridge Capital, here, I'll show you right here. This is the Skybridge website, and they're managing a boatload of money, and they wrote here, Skybridge Capital is an SEC registered investment advisor. Oh, good for you. So you know all about SEC stuff, don't you? In theory, and here's Brett Messing, partner, president, and co-chief investment officer. So Brett Messing asks Kristin Smith, who is the executive director of the Blockchain Association, who is supposed to, again, be this liaison between the world of crypto and policymakers, you think Congress and the like, government agencies. So he asks the executive director of the Blockchain Association if she has an opinion on the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit and whether the case is a big deal, a little deal, or no deal. Yes, if it's a possibility for it to be no deal. And here's the response from Kristin Smith, and this is just jaw-dropping ridiculousness here so far as I'm concerned. Because again, like, they're supposed to be representing all of crypto to just getting in touch, certainly protecting the world of crypto, and presenting our position, broadly speaking, as crypto participants to policymakers. And here's what she said on the most important case that the SEC has ever brought against any entity in crypto, period. Here's what Kristin Smith said, and this is verbatim. We don't have a position on sort of the specifics of the case itself. Though I would say one of the things people have very mixed opinions on Ripple. I'm happy to have them as a member of the blockchain associations. So there you go. Over a year and a half into this damn case, they don't have a position, but they're really happy to have Ripple as a member of the blockchain association. And I hadn't mentioned that yet, but they are members of the blockchain association. Here's the blockchain association website. And if you scroll down, you can see Ripple is right here where I'm circling. They're there. They're an actual member, and the blockchain association won't go to bat for them whatsoever. Not one little bit. And so you can look at, here's a Ripple Insights piece. This is their blog series, official Ripple blog series. This was written by Brad Garlinghouse. October 22nd, 2019. This was titled, Ripple expands global regulatory team in DC and joins the blockchain association. There you go. Global regulatory team doesn't have anything to say on the biggest case in crypto. And again, this is from a little over a year before the SEC sued Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse wrote this, and I'm just going to read one small part of it. Here we go. I think this was the part I wanted to read. Yeah, here we go. We are excited to be included as members of the Blockchain Association, an association playing a key role in shaping our shared digital future. The Blockchain Association provides a unified voice committed to building deep partnerships between technology leaders and policymakers. Does this sound like that's what they're doing by them being silent on the case, other than when finally asked? Because this is the first time I've ever seen the executive director asked about this. So being silent up to this point, and then when finally asked and on video, she says, "Oh, we don't have a position. No big deal. No big deal. That's no problem this year." Is that acceptable? No, it's not acceptable. That's why when Crypto Eddie said it's atrocious, she's being nice. This is disgusting here. And so I responded to that, and I wrote, how incredibly short-sighted. The SEC v. Ripple case is the biggest in crypto history, and the Blockchain Association doesn't have a position on it? Are they incapable of imagining the implications for the rest of crypto in this precedent-setting case? Holy ideology and bias, Batman. And mind you, too, so after Kristin Smith, Executive Director of Blockchain Association, said, I don't know, Brett Messing jumped back in and he said something completely ridiculous. And I transcribed just part of it. Check this out. He said, I'll say something a teeny bit more controversial, just by analogy. And again, this is Brett Messing at Skybridge Capital. He says, the civil rights community selected Rosa Parks. She was like a very specific choice to be the face of that movement. I don't think the Ripple folks are the best face of this movement for crypto. In transcription. And so as he was saying that, Kristin Smith is hearing that, and she starts laughing. She thinks it's hilarious. She agrees with this. Holy hell. Ripple being one of the most transparent companies in all of crypto. You know, how much ETH does the ETH Foundation have? Like, could you tell me? Anybody got me a rough estimate anywhere out there? How much ETH does Consensus have? Anybody have an idea? Yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Nobody knows, but hey, Ripple's the most transparent, so go ahead and attack them. And so then I retweeted what Crypto Eddie shared, and I wrote, this is the type of apathy that Attorney John Deaton is frequently talking about, and for good reason. I suppose I use apathy as a euphemism. It's bias at play. A prominent organization like in crypto, like Blockchain Association, not having a position in the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit is unacceptable. If any of the other roughly 30 cryptocurrencies I hold were under attack, would you have a position on those perhaps, Kristin Smith? Is it just XRP with literally millions of holders globally that you don't care about? Why does the Blockchain Association exist if not for this? And of course, I don't expect to hear back. Here's what Attorney John Deaton had to say. He said, what specifics of the case do you not have a position? The SEC is arguing, without legal precedent to back it up, that XRP itself is a security. It is specifically arguing that secondary market sales of XRP are securities. This implicates the entire market. It deserves a position. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that, Attorney John Deaton. And then in a separate tweet, he wrote, By the way, I'd love an opportunity to answer the question, and as Charles Gasparino and Eleanor Terrett wrote, Deaton is no Ripple fanboy. And then Deaton says, if this case was about Ripple selling unregistered securities, it would have been settled over a year ago. Yeah, exactly. Except for it's not all about Ripple selling unregistered securities. It's a power grab on the part of the SEC. That's what this is. Totally ridiculous here. And it's so funny. By the way, here's the official Twitter account of Blockchain Association. And in their description, they simply wrote, the unified voice of the crypto industry. What? Delete that right now. That is not true. That's garbage and you know it. The unified voice of crypto. Oh yeah, except for those little Ripple bitches. Oh, okay. Thank you, Blockchain Association, for nothing. God damn, really burns my biscuits, son. And then there's this. So again, the Bitcoin Association. Oh, I'm sorry, the Blockchain Association. They're all about that. But what about the technology behind it? So here's another video shared by my fellow XRP YouTuber Crypto Eddie, and she wrote, David Schwartz on proof of work. Bitcoin miner fees are not a value, it's a tax. And so this is a video clip from July of this year, and it reads as follows. I actually transcribed this, and you're going to absolutely love this. And so think about what he's saying here, and despite all of this being undeniably true, XRP holders are the bad guys that the Blockchain Association doesn't care about. So here's what David Schwartz had to say. So proof of work is used by most blockchains to secure their advancing. It has a very high cost. And as I've said many times, provides very mediocre decentralization. That high cost is not just money, but it's also cost in the environmental impact and energy consumption. A lot of people have pitched proof of work as providing an equal opportunity, but it just doesn't. It provides an advantage to those who have the cheapest power and whoever has the best ASICs. So I'll just pause note. He's talking about GPUs, the graphic processors in computers and such. And then he says, and so it doesn't provide the type of decentralization that we'd all like to see. I think it's important to remember that miners pay for power with money generated by the ecosystem. So if you're mining Bitcoin, the money you use to pay for energy isn't coming from the miners. That money is coming from the people who use the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's a tax. It's a form of residual friction. And I think an analogy to think about is when you look at some blockchains, they measure the value they're creating by the fees that they take in. So ETH takes in a lot of fees. Bitcoin takes in a lot of fees. And that tends to suggest to some people that those blockchains are particularly valuable. But that's residual friction. It's like the money that PayPal makes, right? And folks, listen to this. This is the perfect analogy for this. I love this. I've heard him say this before. It's perfect. He says, PayPal reduces friction from buyers and sellers, but the money PayPal makes is the friction they didn't remove. If you're a buyer, any money that PayPal makes is money that you had to pay. And if you're a seller, any money that PayPal makes is money that you didn't get. So if you think about fees as being good, they're actually a bad thing. They're a measure of friction still left in the system. And don't think that systems that have more residual friction are better. That's sort of the reverse of a logical way to assess the value of the system. Exactly. And so you can even call fees within the XRP ledger friction, and that would be fair. But it's so marginal that it doesn't matter. It might as well not exist. It's really pretty much to prevent denial of service attacks. Because you're talking about each XRP transaction fractions of a penny. I remember at some point in 2017 paying $50 for one Bitcoin transaction at a time of peak congestion, and it took 24 hours for it to go through. So that versus instantaneous settlement for a fraction of a penny, fine. You can call that residual bit, that little fraction of a penny. Okay, it's friction. It actually is, though. But it's so marginal, it doesn't even matter, really. But then you look at proof of work at Energy Hog, and it's slow and inefficient, and that's supposed to be a good thing, and you actually have people, prominent Bitcoiners, touting it as such. It's just pretty repulsive to me. It's pretty disgusting. And so there you go. The Bitcoin Association. Oh, all right, did it again. I mean, the Blockchain Association. They don't care about you because reasons. And it's just a shame because I like a bunch of other cryptos. I'm critical of all cryptos, including XRP. I have been. I continue to be anywhere it makes sense for me to be critical of it. But you know, I'm not a maximalist of any coin. I'm still pro Bitcoin. I'm still pro Ethereum, even though I'm not convinced necessarily that it's going to have long-term viability. Maybe it will. Maybe they figure it all out. Maybe Bitcoin ends up getting fixed, quote unquote, by Lightning Network, even though it seems like a centralized approach. But even if so, maybe even if there's a centralized layer 2, it's centralized to some degree at least, maybe it works for a number of applications as long as layer 1's decentralized sufficiently. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe we figure that all out. But still, it's okay to call it the critiques, but my gosh, to be so partisan in the space like that, because that's effectively what it is. It just makes me think of politics. It's just such garbage and tribalism, and it deserves to be called out, which is why I made this video. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.